Welcome to Bastard Quest. I'm the Game Bastard Kyle.
I'm Todd.
Corey.
I'm Austin.
Today we're playing Klingon Star Trek.
Klingon.
I think that is the name.
That's what they say.
There's just a Klingon symbol on the front of the book, so I'm assuming that means Klingon.
Yeah.
There's the Klingon symbol and an exclamation point.
Yeah. That's what they say at the cons
Is that what
to
they do?
greet one another. And then they rub their scaly foreheads together.
Yeah.
The traditional Klingish greeting.
Klingian.
So this is a very Klingon version of the Star Trek role-playing game, the 2D20 system game by Modifius. It is not a different edition of the Star Trek RPG that they put out. It is just a Klingon version.
Yeah.
From the point of view of the Klingons. So, of course, all our characters are going to be Tellurians.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
No, I'm kidding. They're Klingons.
About to say, character creation was stupid then.
surprise.
Yeah, you have a choice of two species in the Klingon RPG.
Yep.
Klingon and Klingon.
And Babylon 5 guy.
Yeah, I'm looking at my character sheet, and under traits, it says Klingon.
It's true.
Yeah. So, Todd, tell us about that character.
Well, his name is Dr. Zadar.
Dr. Zadar.
Yes, he's the science officer. He's an academic. His defining career event is he came up with a new battle strategy.
Yeah.
That might come up.
Okay.
You know, he's very well versed in genetics, psychology, viruses, bioweapons, and astrology.
I mean, who among us?
His forehead pattern.
Yes, but this isn't part of character creation. We decided each Klingon has a specific forehead pattern.
Yeah, this is like customizing your car in Need for Speed.
Yeah.
It's the Klingon equivalent of a fingerprint.
Yeah.
So, like I said, his name is Zadar. So he has a giant forehead, but he also has a giant jaw and chin, which also has the Klingon pattern.
Oh, so he's symmetrical.
Yeah, well, it basically looks like two giant foreheads with a face in the middle.
I like it.
And his forehead pattern sort of resemble Venetian blinds, so that like if he raises his eyebrows, the skin like flaps up, you know?
Oh, gotcha.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Cats go crazy on his forehead. And if you don't know, Todd's referencing the great actor Robert Zadar. If you're a normal person,
If you have a life,
just Google Robert Zadar. He's a fine actor.
You'll know it when you see it.
Yeah, best known for his role in Maniac Cop.
yeah,
Yeah. But a chin that could murder fucking Jay Leno,
absolutely.
no matter what kind of car he's in.
Is he alive, Robert Zadar?
He's not.
He was killed by Jay Leno.
Yeah.
There can only be one.
Jay Leno cut off his chin and became the Lowlander.
Yep.
I just assumed Zadar had some sort of terrible cancerous jaw or something.
Yeah, his entire jaw was a tumor.
That would explain a lot.
Yeah.
Corey, what about your character?
So if you're a Patreon member and you listen to the Session Zero, I've completely changed my character.
Surprise.
Changed the name, everything. So a lot of this we chose. We did roll for a few random things. One of the things we rolled for is like whether you're a veteran or you're a middle-y, whatever that was, or like a young warrior. And I rolled and got young warrior. My background is in, or my career event, I negotiated a treaty. More on that shortly. He's a warrior. That's his caste. His training is in enlisted warrior. And Todd, you're the science officer, right?
Correct.
So the Klingons aren't exactly like Star Trek. They don't have the same kind of officers. I was going to be the security officer, but Klingons don't believe in security, apparently.
Or at least all of them are violent enough to be security.
Right. But I've got the traits of a security officer. And Kyle decided I was going to be the first mate or whatever.
Yeah, the executive officer.
Yeah. So the values I came up with is young, diplomatic, and moody. My forehead design is the cover to the Joy Division album.
Unknown pleasures.
Yes.
I forgot about that.
Mark that box.
So, like I said, he's young. He's 12 and a half years old. So his diplomatic background, having negotiated a treaty, basically his mother, Modar, is a Klingon ambassador. So she was on the Tellarite planet.
Oh.
And they were negotiating a peace treaty.
Yeah.
And my character's ball went on the other side of the fence to the Tellarite house.
Yeah.
And he told them if they'd throw it back, they could have whatever they wanted in the treaty. And whatever kind of laws they abide by, that was ironclad. So the Klingons weren't happy with him at first, but at the end of the day, they decided, peace was a good thing. So he got moved up the ranks very quickly for a 12-and-a-half-year-old.
Is he 12-and-a-half-year-old sized?
No, he's very big for his age. He's in puberty, but he's already gone through a lot of the growth spurt and all that.
Sure.
His scrotal ridge has already ascended.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people don't know that.
No.
Klingons have 3 hearts and shit.
Yeah.
They have one ball.
Oh, yeah.
And it has the forehead ridge on it.
That's in the book.
Yeah. So his looks like his scrotal ridge resembles a single Orada French fry. Crinkle cut.
That's the standard.
I've lost track of the references.
His name is Brandon.
Kyle, I love how you asked about this character's physique, and Corey spent 2 minutes talking about his scrotum.
Well, that's part of
None
physique.
of the rest of the character. Is he like the size of Hodor or what?
He's Hodish, I would say. He's a big beefy boy.
Hodor adjacent.
Right. But he's got a lot of emotions going on with the, all the juices flowing, whatever happens during puberty. What do they call that stuff?
Puberty?
Yeah, puberty juice. Mm-hmm. In his brain.
I think in Klingon it's called Malak.
Got it. And he's got talents, focuses, all that stuff. That'll all come up during gameplay.
Austin, how you doing over there?
I'm okay.
Did you decide on a scrotal ridge design? Or are you sane?
Oddly enough, I had not.
Well, you ought to see it when Zadar's scrotal ridge does that Venetian blind thing. It's
Ladies love
It's like
What
somebody
did it do?
dropping their bowling bag.
I assume Zadar's chin just extends down his entire body.
It's in there.
He just has this huge ramp down his torso.
I picture him looking like the handsome Squidward.
yes.
I fucking hate
we
that
go.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a very Zadarish.
All right, so my character is the captain of the ship. We talked about switching roles around a little bit during session 0. He's an experienced veteran who comes from a very diverse background with an artistic cast.
So he broke his arm and everybody drew on it.
Well, he was always raised to be a captain, but he grew up with an artistic upbringing just to balance it out.
Yeah, I think John Luke painted, did he not, in the series? Probably. Let's go with that.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Good painter.
It was Godard, a character in Star Trek.
Who?
Jean-Luc Godard. Watch a French New Wave.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
My character's name is Momo Vorstock.
No one respects him on the ship.
Every time he gives an order, the response is, no.
But yeah, he's a very experienced officer. He comes from a background where he grew up close to home. So one of his values is there's no place like home. That artistic background comes into play, though, because one of his values is good job, you get a doodle.
Okay. Lord.
Another value is this would be a good death. And
Oh.
so he's always looking for honorable undertakings.
Oh, wow.
And his last value is innovation comes from stupidity. Because one of my career events was that I invented something.
Oh, yeah.
Innovation comes from stupidity could be the slogan for this podcast.
Well,
I already have the T-shirt made.
I didn't go into it, but Zadar's environment that he actually grew up in a starship. He was, he's always been on a space station or a starship. That's the environment he grew up in. And his values,
it's because he can't handle Earth gravity or
yeah,
planetary.
Just face plants.
wreaks havoc with my jaw, just
He gets a tetanus shot every morning, just in case.
Whenever I'm on a planet that has gravitational pull like Earth, you remember in Army of Darkness when Bruce Campbell's face just started elongating and then pulled down? Yeah. But he's looking for a cure for anger. He doesn't want the Klingons to be quite so angry. And why? Because he loves humans. He's a big fan of the human race. He's a booster for the humans, and he hates Vulcans. Because they have no emotion.
It's true.
Zero. He thinks humans are the best.
This would be a good time to bring up that we did have to pick again what generation in the timeline we are. We are in the next generation timeline, just like the original Star Wars cast that we played.
Well, that was Star Trek.
Yeah, that one.
Whatever.
Thornor's coming.
Yes, this is a next generation series.
So Klingons are part of the Federation at this point, correct? Yes.
They are allies.
Yeah. Mhm.
And your ship, the Raj, which is Klingon for space bird.
You know, I looked that up. It's not entirely accurate. We went to some Klingon translatings.
Yeah.
And I saw multiple.
We're going to say it is.
Yeah.
Whenever I hear Raj, I think, yes, and the shuttle is the sarcastic sister D from What's Happening. Get it, Raj?
Jeez. I always think of Riggs talking to Murtaugh.
Well, so the Raj has a special place in the Klingon fleet. It's
in the back.
It's in the back. It is a joint Federation Klingon vessel led by Klingon officers, crewed mostly by Federation personnel.
Okay. So it's like a cultural exchange.
It's a cultural exchange.
But the Federation has a lot of trouble with the bird of prey because you have to drive on the other side of space.
Yeah.
And the steering wheel's on a different side.
Yeah.
All the electrical outlets are different.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
Their phones don't work.
Part of it is to teach the Federation, whatever, sailors, I don't know what they call them. Starfleet people.
Space sailors.
That should have been the name of Star Trek.
Space sailors.
Come to me for more ideas.
Tuesdays at 7 after Cop.
In a very special South Florida together.
And presumably there's a similar ship on the side of the Federation where it's a lot of Klingons and a Federation command crew. But that's the same. And the Raj is a very powerful bird of prey.
Yeah. It's a Cavort class, I believe.
Yeah.
And in Star Trek Adventures and the Klingon, you create your own ship. It has its own stats, values, talents, all that stuff. It's a lot of fun to do.
It is very cool. And, you know, we've done the kind of standard ships, and whenever we've played, we did I don't know what the type is called. It was basically like an Enterprise class.
Yeah.
When we did regular Starfleet, and this is the typical bird of prey during the Next Generation show.
Yeah.
But there's science vessels and freighters and whatever.
And I believe one of our main focuses, or missions, I should say, is science-backed.
Yes, our mission profile is scientific and survey missions, meaning we're kind of enabling Todd's character's research.
Yeah.
So whatever his objectives are, that's what kind of dictates where we're going to go.
Now, this is a 2D20 system. If you're not familiar with that, we go over the rules in great detail in some of our Star Trek episodes. We play lots of 2D20 systems very briefly. Essentially, whenever your character wants to do something in a 2D20 system, you will, not surprisingly, roll 2D20s. There's ways to add more D20s. And what you're always looking to is you'll have a target number that you need to roll under. So in this system, a 1 is very good.
And there are things that can alter the crit range as well.
Yep. Yeah, 1 is a crit, so that'd be 2 successes.
Yep.
Yeah, because in this one, you're trying to get an X number of successes, not just beating the arbitrary difficulty number.
That's right.
And in most cases, it's not arbitrary at all because you're rolling your attributes against your disciplines.
Yeah, your character's abilities create the default difficulty. So, for example, if the security officer probably got a pretty good
Security.
fighting ability.
Yeah. My fitness is high.
Yeah.
Well, and you're 12. Tons of energy.
Yeah.
And where 2D20 systems like Octone Cthulhu are pretty rigid in which skills and attributes need to be used for an action, this one's a lot more like Dune, where you can kind of make an argument either way and get a little bit of a say in how difficult an action is. Kyle will ultimately make the final decision, but some of these are left a little bit more ambiguous to where it's a little bit easier to argue one way or the other.
Well, right. For example, there's the security. That could be everything from opening security locks to hitting somebody in the face with a batleth.
Absolutely.
So there's lots of room for interpretation. Overall, a good system. We are quite big fans of the 2D20 system.
Love 2D20.
It's awesome.
Also, I don't think we mentioned this, but each of us has a certain set of talents that will come up that, you know, will affect how we roll, and they can be used in certain situations.
And some of them can change the meta currencies we use. We have momentum, and I think Kyle's evil version is threat.
Yeah, I have threat, and you guys should also have, I assume, determination is in this
Yes,
system.
which essentially functions like luck in Octoon Cthulhu.
I believe we start with 3 each.
Yep.
Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and take 3 threats since there's 3 players. Or no, is it 2 for each player? I think it's 2 for each.
Yeah, no, I don't think you get none.
Yeah.
I think you have to earn them, Kyle.
Yeah.
Look, let's just err on the side of what I want.
God damn.
Oh, I forgot to tell everybody what my forehead was.
Oh.
It's the True Detective spiral.
Oh. Wow.
Austin's head is a flat circle.
Fucking Uzumaki.
Yeah, I'm really just turning into a Junji Ito character.
You're in space!
Klingon.
Oh. Yeah, you're in Klingon space, the very edge of Klingon territory, near to the border of the Federation.
Smells like burning tires.
You're on Zamage Station,
Okay.
a space station jointly maintained by the Klingons and the Federation. There's a number of Klingon vessels, docked, Federation warships. I'm sorry, exploration vessels.
Yes.
A Mercury Topaz for some reason.
Yeah. And the command crew of the Raj is in a large hangar bay greeting their Federation crew. All the Federation enlisted and officers are lined up there in ranks of blue and gold and red. Weird color coordination means nothing to Klingon sensibilities.
Yeah, I think Klingons just wear red.
Yeah, battle armor.
Shoes.
One of the Federation, their lead officer, the lead liaison, Lieutenant Davo, the Andorian,
It's Patreon member Dave O. Thank you, sir.
steps forward, salutes. Lieutenant Davo! Reporting as ordered, Klingon leaders.
I am Dr. Zadar, the science officer. Welcome aboard.
Pleasure, sir.
Captain Vorstock steps up. Hello, welcome to the crew of the Raj.
Yeah, okay.
They're all very unexpected. I thought it would be gruntier.
Well, let's be clear. We're doing the Klingon translation of this event. What they hear is this dude stepping up and going,
I'm Brandon, and I don't even want to be here. I just want to play my future Sega.
Oh, goodness gracious.
I would like to let you know that this is in fact not my real voice. I have a vocorder strapped to my throat, which makes my voice more pleasant to the humans.
You just can't see it because the chin.
Yeah, the chin covers it up.
Obscuring it.
It's just
If I were to remove this, I would sound like a drunken gorilla.
So along with you all is your Klingon Sergeant Herc, who is just glaring at all the Federation crew, and he has an axe for some reason.
Well, yeah.
Well, there could be a fire at any moment.
that's how you fight fires.
Yep.
I don't like the looks of any of these, sir. That's Herc.
Oh, come on, Herc. We got to give everybody a chance, and we're going to board everybody on the crew. We're going to learn how to work together, and we're going to have a great time.
Let me fight one.
You can absolutely fight one, but we got to wait until we get on the ship.
Jesus.
Herc charges forward and tackles two of the Federation.
Wait a minute. That's one of the crew members' parents.
I'm just hitting them with the blunt side of the axe. It's okay. Yeah, so there's a fight going. Federation members are piling in, trying to pull Herc off of their comrades. Now more Klingons are running out of the ship. Fight, fight, fight. A brawl is breaking out.
Oh, no.
Do you partake or you break it up?
Oh, I break it up.
Okay, what abilities and such are you using to break this fight up?
I'm going to use my command and control,
Okay.
giving me a total of 13.
All right, so I'm going to say breaking up a fight with Klingons is at least difficulty 2.
Can Brandon assist in this?
Assist in fighting?
Yeah.
Or breaking it up?
Assist as captain.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brandon has a background in diplomacy, of course. He's going to try to talk them out of this.
Uh-huh.
Guys, you can't fight like this. It's like when I play Call of Space Duty. You got to work as a team.
Okay, now do you remember how assisting works in the 2D20 system?
I just roll 1d20 and try to get a success.
Yeah. You basically figure out what the difficulty number would be of the ability you're using, and then you just roll a single D20.
Okay, I think the attributes that make sense in this situation is his presence and command.
Okay.
Got a 9 in presence and a 3 in command, so I'm trying to get under a 12.
I'm going to go ahead and spend a threat to increase the potential complication range.
Okay, which means if I get a 20 is a critical fail.
Yeah.
So now it's a 19 or a 20?
Yeah.
Okay. So I think I can use one of my focuses here, which will increase my crit range.
Sure. What's your focus?
Well, my focuses are, one of them is don't make me smack you.
Yeah.
And that's like his
Intimidation.
intimidation, but also like his patience
Sure.
kind of thing. It can be interpreted in different ways.
Yeah.
He's got another one. Okay, I'm smacking you. And that's just full on for violence.
Sure.
But another one he has is, okay, I shall not smack. And that's like his diplomatic side.
You cover the gamut of smacking.
Yes. So I think, okay, I will not smack
Yeah.
fits here.
Okay.
Increasing my crit range to 3 based on my command.
Yeah. Now, if you want to go ahead and voluntarily fail this assist and dive into the combat, you can get a determination point.
Yeah, I don't think we're desperate for determination yet.
It's just something if you want to have more.
I'll keep it in mind.
Okay.
That's a 14. I failed.
I don't even want to be here.
No one is listening to Brandon. That's clear.
All right.
So, Austin, you get no assist.
Well, Momo is
God
using
damn.
his
That's worse than Bungo.
Captain Momo. Excuse me. I'm using my focus of diplomacy here to raise my crit range for command up to 4.
You really think diplomacy is going to work, ordering Klingons to not fight each other, not fight the Federation?
I think it's a test of this captain's command.
I agree it's a test of command. I don't think diplomacy is... Diplomacy, to me, seems refined and a give and take on both sides. The only way you're stopping this is just getting in there and yelling.
All right. Well, my total target number then is a 13. Oh, there's a 3 and a 1.
Nice.
Okay, so I'm assuming you want to bank a momentum.
I do.
Yeah, so if you get extra successes, you can turn them into momentum. And there's other things you can do with extra successes, right?
Yeah.
So he's a good-natured person, but he's still, a formidable Klingon. So Captain Momo reaches into this melee and pulls Herc out by the scruff of his shirt, just kind of holding him up slightly off his feet just a little bit. And he goes, now listen, guys, there'll be plenty of room for fighting when we're all doing combat training. And I'm pairing every Klingon on the ship up with a Federation member.
Yeah, try to step into the ring on Street Fighter Space Alpha with me.
So, Austin, when Momo pulled Herc out of the dog pile, he came up choking 2 Tellurians.
So I'm just holding all 3 of them.
Yeah. Yes, Captain. I'm sorry. And he whispers in one of the Tellurians, I'm going to get paired with you.
And as you're looking at all the fighting and the mayhem that was just happening, you notice that Zadar was actually fighting on the human side.
All right, now I'm going to put you down, and then you're all going to choose your training buddy.
Excuse me, Sergeant Herc, but I do have a anger cure that is in its beta phase right now in this syringe. If you would like to chill.
It's morphine.
I don't like foreign food.
Hey, check this out.
Brandon pulls out his Datog dagger.
Yeah.
So some semblance of order is established, and the Klingons and the Federation begin pairing off. Which of you is organizing who gets paired with whom?
That sounds like an excellent job for the first mate.
Now, Corey, the focus here is going to be on trying to pair a Federation member with an appropriate Klingon so the Klingon doesn't strangle the Federation.
Oh, some of them are going to... Okay, here's Momo's thinking. Some of them are going to die.
Well, I think that's inevitable.
Yeah. But the hope is that if we can counterbalance each other's strengths, then some of them will learn to work as a team.
Sure.
This is going to have about a 50% success rate.
You just want to keep the casualties below a certain range.
Excuse me, Captain, if you would like, well, once you get them paired up, I have been working on a ray that will meld their minds together so that they will act as one without any control whatsoever or autonomy themselves. How does that sound?
You know what? We're going to call that Plan B.
Okay, just let me know if you want me to zap them.
We're going to train them once, and if they can't get along, or if they try to kill each other, then we'll mind meld them.
I've got a girlfriend.
Do you?
Yeah.
I bet we don't know her.
She lives in Space Canada.
So Corey, what abilities are you using to pair off the Federation and the Klingons?
I have an idea. You could pair them off by their complementary zodiac signs.
Yeah, they're all feces. Ha!
Wait a minute. I am going to remove my vocorder for that.
Ha! 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 Good one! Ah!
Okay, it's back on.
I want all the Federation members to pick the forehead pattern that speaks most satisfyingly to your psyche.
This is it's like a Rorschach test. What do you see here? So, would control be used in this?
Potentially. I'm open to suggestions here.
I would say either control or insight.
Yeah, control's better for me. Control's just kind of a vague kind of attribute.
Okay, then I'll say Captain Momo can assist with insight and command.
Okay. So I'll use control and command.
So control is about controlling yourselves, and it covers precision, accuracy, and careful timing.
Okay, that probably doesn't fit then.
Yeah, I think insight and command.
Okay, my insight's a 7, my command's a 3.
Well, I could also see insight and security, actually, because security does encompass observing and analyzing threatening situations.
Okay, I'll totally do that. I got a 5 in security.
Okay, now, Austin, you're assisting with what?
Yeah, I'll assist with insight and command. My insight is 8. My command is 4.
Okay.
And so we're both rolling to beat a 12 then. I got another 1.
I got an 11 and a 2.
So 4 successes total, right? Because you were rolling on a 12, right, Corey?
Yeah.
So that was difficulty 2, so you guys could bank 2 momentum.
And Kyle, I'm going to say, just to make this more interesting, and say we can make this a long-term check if you want to make it a part of the story. So Captain Momo's taking a risk here, pairing up all these disparate personalities. And I would be willing to make, like, say, 3 extended command checks, like, throughout the course of the story, if you want to use that to determine, like, how this is going, like, how the crew is either coming together or falling apart.
Yeah, we can do that. We can do an extended test.
I think that'd be fun.
Okay.
I don't know that we'll have a set number. It'll be more like when you reach a number of total successes, which right now you've got 1 success.
Okay.
On this. If you wanted to spend both the extra momentum, you could get to 2 successes. But if you want to keep the momentum, that's also fine.
We'll keep the momentum. You can just let me know when is going to be an appropriate time to see what we can add to that.
Yeah, for sure.
So Brandon's method of pairing up people is in a way that he excels at, and that is the 3-legged race at the field day.
Yeah.
So he makes them 3-legged race for hours and see the winner of each one gets to stay together, but then the losers all have to swap out and continue 3-legged racing.
It's a long tournament.
And then the final battle is the wheelbarrow race.
Finally, after many hours of this pairing and contesting, you guys return to the ship, getting the new crew into their berthings, tours to introduce certain areas of the Raj, and the whole process of integration does take a number of days. So just give me a short scene, I guess, a short montage of what you're all doing over this integration period. Todd, what does Zadar do?
As highlighted earlier, Zadar, in addition to being a scientist in genetics, psychology, viruses, and bioweapons, he's also a big fan of astrology. So he goes around to each of the new crew members and does their horoscope chart that they can follow for the rest of the journey.
Yes, very critical bit of science.
Absolutely. He loves astrology because he thinks that will ingratiate him to the humans more, because that's a human thing that they're into.
I was about to ask if the astrological zodiac signs are different for the Klingons.
Oh, absolutely. The Klingon zodiac is all based on weapons.
Just a bunch of different kinds of swords.
Yeah.
Austin, what about the captain?
Momo's pretty hopeful about this tactic to bring the crew together. So a lot of his time he spends talking with the new crew members, making what he considers to be very motivational stuff for them. So there's a lot of shots of very disgruntled Klingon and Federation crew teams in their quarters, rolling their eyes at some goofy little doodle that's taped up to the wall now that got sent down the line. Every now and then you see somebody walking down the hall in one of those Chinese finger traps that he playfully puts teams in.
Playfully.
Yeah.
Corey, what about your 12-year-old?
He's 12 and a half.
12 and a half.
Yeah.
Almost 13.
Yeah.
Practically a man.
Bigger than you. So Brandon, being a moody, pubescent young man.
Of course.
It's been a long day. He's tired, cranky, just wants to play his video games. So he's directing people around, the Federation people, but he's being a total dick about it. He's just like, want to know where your room is? It's up your butt and around the corner. What's your name? I don't care. Mine's Pudding Tang. Ask me again. I'll tell you the same. Get out.
You must tell us about his video game collection. What's he playing?
I mean, it's mostly like very violent games. The Klingons don't make like Farmville or...
They don't have cozy games.
There's no Animal Crossing on.
His favorite are they're called first person stabbers.
Stardew Murder Valley.
Right. He especially likes the ones where there's Klingon women with giant foreheads.
So you guys have already been assigned your first mission. The orders came in a couple of days ago. Essentially, Klingon High Command, very leery of this joint ship, wants you to seek out the Oracle of KOTH Reach. KOTH Reach is a very isolated system. The station itself is deep within an asteroid field, but supposedly there is a great Klingon Oracle, a great warrior.
So this place is in Klingon space?
No, it's outside of it.
Okay.
It's on the way to the Shackleton Expanse, which is your eventual destination.
Oh, we've been there before in our Star Trek adventure.
Indeed so. And that is where this science vessel is heading. But they highly recommended you seek out the Oracle. Not all can reach the Oracle. Many who attempt to fail. Some do not return. But those that do tell of great wisdom and insight by this fabled Klingon warrior, Kratos.
Well, that sounds like a lot of fun. I think this disparate team of misfits could use a lot of wisdom from a Oracle type person.
The Oracle's named Glorithar.
Glorithar?
Glorithar.
Okay.
All right, so how do we get underway here?
I've watched a Star Trek. You just say make it so, and the ship goes.
You gotta release the emergency brake first.
How would Brandon know? He hasn't had driving courses. He didn't have his license.
I played GTA Space many times.
TA Space.
Got to get away from the Klingon cops.
It's the biggest map to date.
Lot of downtime. Lot of downtime in that game. Yeah.
The multiplayer is off the hook, though.
You can just leave it going towards the system and walk away for 100 years.
It's like...
So you guys get underway. Begin making warp speed towards KOTH Reach.
I'm not wearing my seatbelt.
And after the necessary amount of shots of the bird of prey traveling at warp speed to narratively reach it, you've dropped out of warp near KOTH Reach, and a massive asteroid field crowds the view screen. You're all on the bridge at your various command posts with a few of the Starfleet officers, most notably Lieutenant Davo and Ensign Mariana Hill.
Oh, no.
Moments later, after viewing this asteroid field, everyone on the bridge feels a prickly sensation on their skin. The sensation intensifies until it becomes overwhelming. Suddenly, every warrior and instrument reading on the bridge moves backward to where it was several moments earlier, before the prickly sensation dissipates and normal bridge activity resumes. It was as if everything aboard the ship shifted backward in time for a few seconds before the normal passage of time reasserted itself.
Hey, what was that?
Mariana Hill explodes. I don't like time! And she explodes into a burst of crimson.
Okay, that's Patreon member Mary Hill. Thank you. As always.
Well, someone complained that she survived her last guest appearance.
Oh, okay.
I see.
Well, right before she exploded, everyone had a chance to admire her ramped-shaped forehead.
Well, my fellow Klingons and human guest, my scientific appraisal of what just happened is fucked up.
He says this while covered in the bloody gore of Mariana Hill.
Can you elaborate?
Apparently, we experienced some sort of glitch in time. We went backwards. Why the human exploded, I do not know.
Now, Todd, if you want to further analyze this anomaly, you can roll your reason plus science.
I'm going to do that.
She was probably fighting Space Johnny Cage. That's one of his space fatalities.
If anyone needed further confirmation of back when Corey was 12, look no further
There
than
you
the
go.
references.
Now, Todd, if you like, the ship can assist with sensors plus science.
Yes, I would welcome some assistance from the Raj.
All right.
Well, hey there, Todd. I'm Raj.
Oh, hello, Raj. I am going to need your assistance to figure out what just happened to our ship and the nice lady that blew up.
Can do. Can you squeeze me a little bit?
So, Corey, if you want to roll the ship's sensors plus science, you can.
Okay. What do we got in those there, Austin?
So science is a 3, and the sensors are an 8.
Okay.
So that'll be a target number 11 for Raj. And before you roll, Corey, one of Zadar's talents is technical expertise. Whenever I attempt a task assisted by the ship's computers or sensors, I can re-roll 1d20, which also may be the ship's die.
Okay, so I'm rolling 1d20, right?
Correct. Target number 11.
Oh, that's a 15.
Re-roll it.
Can do. Oh, that there's an 18. I'm a terrible ship.
Damn it, Raj. I want to rip up my vocorder and scream at you in Klingon, but I'm not going to do that right now. I'm going to try to figure out what's happening here myself.
I deserve it.
What did you say I was using, Kyle? My insight and science? Or
Reason plus science.
Reason plus science. Oh, good, because that will give me a target number of 15.
Science has no room for insight.
Yeah, my reason is 11 and my science is a 4, so target number 15.
This is difficulty 1.
Oh, that's an 18 and, a 7.
All right.
One success.
So, despite the lack of efficiency with the ship's computer,
That's just me self-flagellating.
Of course, the fucking Klingon AI.
you are able to reach some conclusions about what just happened. It appears there are elevated levels of chronotron radiation permeating this asteroid field. You could potentially obtain more information if you wanted to spend some momentum.
Don't ask me for help again. I can't even spell that word.
Chronoton. Okay. Austin, how many momentum do we have at the present time?
We currently have 4.
Oh, hell yeah.
I will absolutely spend a momentum.
Okay. So from what you can tell, what's causing the temporal anomalies to swirl throughout these asteroids is the exotic element dibermanium that makes up a large composition of the asteroids.
I am assuming the human Mariana is allergic?
Yeah, dibermanium allergy.
Okay.
No.
Yep.
Oh, sorry, your friend exploded, Davo.
That's okay.
I've got more hills.
We got a bunch of hills in Starfleet. Somebody call Huckleberry. Yeah, and obviously, this is going to cause a significant problem in navigating the asteroid field.
Labna, this is bad.
What? Labna? Is that a Klingon god or something?
It's food, but
Oh.
it sounds like Klingon. I wrote down a list of words that sound like Klingon curses,
I see.
and we'll be sprinkling them in here and there, like I microb. You know.
I look forward to this.
Oh, man. Part of me wants to have Corey delete this explanation just so there are Star Trek nerds asking themselves if what Todd said is real.
Wow, that dude is deep into it.
Yeah, because I totally bought it. I thought that must be like some obscure Klingon deity or something.
Okay, guys, what we're dealing with here is dibermanium. Apparently, some humans are allergic to it. They explode when it hits their skin. For the rest of us, it caused that tingling sensation that we all felt, and also caused us to go back in time for a few seconds. Anybody have any ideas on what to do about this? I mean, I'm the science officer, but standing here covered in blood and brain matter, and I'm kind of at a loss at the moment.
Yeah, let's go home.
Thank you to our sponsor, Barrel and Bond.
Lieutenant Herc has taken off his vest and is just licking the outside of it.
Jesus.
Oh, yeah.
I put the orc in Klingon.
It's weird because he's just the transporter operator. He's not even one of the
He
hardest.
ran onto the bridge.
He just pushes people out an airlock. Klingon transporter.
He smelled blood and just came running like a dog when it smells bacon. Okay, well, I am going to get to work immediately on figuring out how we can deal with this anomaly. I must retire to my lab.
I'm going on break and you can't tell me not to. It's legals.
Yeah, Klingon OSHA has very set standards on when you can take breaks.
Captain, for the meantime, I suggest we fly a little farther away from this asteroid field to avoid any more potential difficulties.
I mean, that sounds like an easy first solution. Yeah, let's do that.
I'll be in my room.
So, Todd, Zadar is going to try to figure out some sciencey way to overcome the temporal anomalies caused by its resonance with the dibermanium elements.
Not just sciencey and spacey.
Oh, okay.
Damn.
Yeah. Just getting all trekking up in here.
Man, we were clinging so hard.
Yeah, so I want to do some science to figure out how we neutralize this dibermanian.
Yep. They say that a lot on Star Trek.
Yeah.
Do some science.
Yeah,
Do you
Yes,
want to
Captain.
you want to bring in any of the Federation Starfleet officers to help?
absolutely.
Okay. So there's
Not
Lieutenant
it.
Lieutenant Davo, of course,
Yes.
but there's also Ensign P.W. Islington.
Another Patreon member. Thank you, PW.
Mr. PW,
Pip pip.
how would you like to assist me in the lab?
Oh, very well, sir.
Okay, so me and PW is going to science it up.
Yeah, you take him. He is a human, unlike the
Yes.
Andorian Davo.
Zadar loves humans.
Yeah, he has a jaunty mustache that he wiggles. I couldn't bring my monocle. The chaps confiscated it.
Oh, hey, check this out. I also have something on my face that wiggles. And he
Yes.
does his eyebrows and the skin flaps
Ah!
do their thing.
Ah, Jim Dandy. Yes, they confiscated my monocle, said it could be used as a weapon, but then they let me keep this gun. Quite strange.
The reason they confiscated your monocle is because it has a reflective surface. And since you are aboard a Klingon ship, sometimes if a Klingon catches a reflection of themselves, they think they're staring at another Klingon and will immediately murder the other Klingon.
Jesus.
Ah, I see. Dash cunning of them. Well, let's do some science, shall we?
Let's do it up.
I've brought my Newton. And he just has a book.
All right.
One of Isaac Newton's books. Principia Mathematica was what he wrote, I think.
Wow.
Yes. I use it to hold my tricorder. He's got the pages out. It's just got a tricorder.
Like fucking Andy Dufresne's rock hammer.
Now, first thing I think we should do is read this science book.
Not to pull rank on you or anything there, PW, but that's like one of the first books we read at the Klingon Academy for Science.
Oh, I've never read it.
CAS for short.
I'm mainly security.
So how about I do my science thing and you assist?
Oh, happily, sir.
Zadar, with an assist from PW, are
Sure.
gonna get down to sciencing.
Well, I'll roll his D20 here. He rolled a 20.
Oh, God.
So I'm going to say the difficulty's increased to 3.
I can't find good help these days.
Can Captain Momo come by and lend his assistance?
You know what? If you give me a threat, you can.
Okay.
I'll take a threat, and you hear some alarms going off in the lab from a small fire that P.W. Islington set accidentally.
Hey, guys, what's going on in the science lab, huh?
Science.
This is kind of our spotlight area. We don't want it destroyed. What's going on?
Science is going on, Captain.
Yeah, so did you figure anything out about this weird, wiggly space anomaly?
I haven't rolled my dice yet, so no.
In the background, Islington is putting out a fire with a fire extinguisher. There's a,
Well, when you're doing your experiments, do me a favor and take a look at the warp drive for the ship. I know we've had it upgraded at least once. Maybe there's a way for us to maybe phase past this thing. What do you say? And I'm going to basically try to point him in a direction I think could be helpful. And I'm basically going to try to use my advisor talent, which means when you assist using command, I give Todd 1d20 reroll.
okay. Specifically says Todd the rolls, huh? They really knew.
Yeah, it's a specific talent.
My cousin Brian worked on the book.
So I'm going to be using my command and control.
Okay.
So it's going to be a total of 13. And that's an 8.
Okay, so you get one success if you're overall successful. And, of course, you have the reroll from his talent.
So now I am rolling 2d20, and I'm assuming this again will be reason and science.
Yes.
And
Yes.
Todd, we've still got 3 momentum if you want to add an extra die.
I will spend a momentum, yes.
Okay.
So rolling 3d20s.
I'm going to spend a threat to increase the complication range twice
Oh, God.
to 18.
Okay. Do you have a focus that would increase your crit range, Todd?
I have a focus in viruses,
Well,
bioweapons.
some people consider the British, it's
Those may not apply right now.
Target number 15. There's an 8. That's a 17. We'll get rid of that one. And another 8. So 2 successes. And I can re-roll the 17.
Oh, okay.
And it's a 2.
hell yeah.
Nice.
So total of 4 successes. Your 3 and Austin's 1. So you can
Correct.
add a momentum.
Okay.
Zadar, with a little assistance from the captain, and even the perky nature of Ensign Islington, comes up with a chronotron ray. Now, the main thing you're going to do at this is fire it. This is Klingon technology. It's mostly firing and
It's
stabbing.
mostly attacking stuff.
Yeah. You're going to fire it at the warp core and do short bursts at warp speed to try to blast through the temporal anomalies and reach the center of the station. Now, the warp course will have to be carefully navigated so you don't slam into any rocks in the past.
Much like light speed skipping that made so much sense in that fucking terrible Star Wars movie.
This is different. It's science. Yeah.
Yeah, this is actual science because it's Star Trek.
Yeah.
So someone is going to have to roll reason plus con to navigate a course.
Definitely not Brandon, and he's in his room anyway.
All right. So Captain Momo has a reason of 8 and a con of 2, but I also have this compact navigator that I invented. Would
Okay.
there be a way to maybe retrofit it with some of the technology used in the warp core to help it plot out the obstacles that are in our way, both from the previous and future time a little bit?
That
You
sounds Star Trek as shit.
Yeah, you could fire chronotrons at it.
Okay.
And then the ship's computer could do the calculations using sensors and science.
Okay, Todd, you got something?
I would like to mention that one of Zadar's talents is testing a theory. When he attempts a task using engineering or science, I can roll 1 additional d20 so long as I have succeeded at a previous task that was covering the same scientific adventure.
Ooh, I like that.
Okay.
Okay, so Todd, if you wanted to roll a combination of the ship's sensors and your science to do this whole chronotron beam navigation thing with your using that ability, you could do that. And that could assist Austin on his con check.
Perfect.
Okay. Go for it first, Todd.
So what's the ship's sensors?
8.
So it'd be that plus your science, Todd.
So that'll be a target number 12.
Okay.
I'll try to do better this time.
All right, that's a 12 and a 9, so that's 2 successes.
Okay, now, just to clarify for the audience, normally Todd would not have gotten to roll 2d20s.
I was using my talent.
Yeah, on an assist, but he got that from his talent. So, Austin, you have 2 successes going in
Awesome.
to a 3 difficulty con.
Okay.
Reason plus con.
So that's a target number 10, which is a little bit low. Kyle, does that invention just enable us to do this, or does it add any bonus to the roll itself?
Well, it's giving you an assist. You're getting an assist, so I think that's enough.
Okay.
Is it 2 successes enough to help you do a 3 success?
Action? Probably.
Yeah.
All right.
And
so-
you still have momentum.
Yeah. I think I am just going to roll 2 d20. A 13 and a 6. So there's the 3rd success.
So, working with this modified navigator and the ship's computer, you guys plot a course through time and space and backwards time that you think will take you to the center of the Barkoth Reach safely. So now all you have to do is do the flying itself.
All right. So that's going to be a control and con roll, Kyle?
Yes, it is.
All right. Mine's a 9 and 2 on that. Does anybody have anything?
No,
for that?
mine's
Nope.
terrible, and I'm in my fucking room.
Oh, okay.
Leave me alone.
Excuse me, could you turn the music down, please? We're trying to science out here.
Shut up! I'm trying to listen to Space Camp for Cutie.
Oh, teenagers.
He's not even a fucking teenager yet. He's gonna be a barrel of trouble
Oh, man.
in 6 months.
All right. So Captain Momo is working with the crew to
I fucking hate you. Captain Momo.
It's very Klingon.
That's not even the worst thing we've come up with on this show.
Well,
That's not the worst thing we've come up with this episode.
I'm not going to continue to be berated over Colostomy Dave. I'm sick of this shit. I made one mistake.
You've made a lot more than one. Yeah, don't run yourself down.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to be actually making this pilot check while I'm working with the crew. Kyle, does the crew give any boosts at any time like this when we're working with the ship?
moral boosts.
Okay. Well, I do have a focus in navigation, so I'll at least up my crit range to 2.
Yes, Captain, I checked with the rest of the crew, and we are all behind you.
Yeah.
Speak for yourself, butthead.
So Ensign Islington says, well, Captain, I made you this card, and it's a cardboard card. Do good, Captain. We love you. The Starfleet crew, mostly misspelled.
All right.
B positive, and there's little B's.
I drew the bees.
Oh, I'm on the receiving end of good job. You get a doodle.
Well, yes, sir. We thought you'd like it.
This also fits with Momo's value of this would be a good death.
Cucumber sandwich.
So what's the difficulty here, Kyle?
It would have been 3, but you guys made the previous check, so it's 2.
Okay. I'm going to spend a momentum and roll one more d20.
All right.
Target number is an 11. Ooh, there's a 19, but 2 5s.
The warp core slowly rises in power. In the engineering bay, Zadar and Islington fire their chronotron beam at the warp core, and on the bridge, Captain Momo. So terrible to say. On the bridge, Captain Momo types in the coordinates on the mechanical keyboard on all Klingon ships. Clack, 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 clack,
Most
clack,
obnoxious fucking shit.
and pushes forward the lever, and the ship bursts with warp speed a very short distance. You're only in the warp for fractions of a second, and the ship slams to a stop, floating in space in front of a massive asteroid field where there's clearly a domed building built on the surface. Around you, there are asteroids spiraling, the telltale electronic swirls of temporal anomalies. You have arrived at wherever it is this oracle supposedly lives, deep inside Backroth Reach. That's a Klingon word, probably.
For to be continued.
Yep, and we will pick up next week when you presumably go down to Backroth Reach, perhaps in a shuttle, perhaps a teleporter.
You made me spill my Sprite.
There's Sprite all over Brandon's room.
It's on my controller.
I don't think we can get Brandon out of his room.
No, but you can beam him down from his room.
That's true. As with the other Star Trek game, it's very fun.
Yeah, I like this a lot.
And sorry if our if our Klingon voices did not quite match expectations, but I'd like to subvert expectations occasionally. And I'm assuming that eventually Zadar's vocorder will be damaged in some way, so he can go full Klingon.
Yeah, and Brandon's voice is still changing. So
Yes.
Oh, I did
All
forget.
right.
The burst through the temporal anomalies did prematurely age everyone a year.
Oh, no.
13 and a half. Got it.
Yeah. But to Todd's point, I think it would get old real fast if everybody was doing a growly, "We are Klingon warriors" voice. That's funny for about 5 minutes, and
Exactly.
then you're just tired of it.
Just need to use it sparingly.
But yes, we will be playing this for a couple of sessions, I believe. We're going to...
Yeah.
At least.
We particularly like Modifius' Star Trek system,
Yeah.
and Klingons are fun.
Yeah, the last series we played of Star Trek Adventures, I think we played 9 sessions altogether.
did we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had quite a few adventures.
We basically did 3 arcs last time.
Yeah.
We'll see how this goes. We may do something similar. I don't know.
You know what? And if you need some dice that'll last beyond 9 adventures, go to NorseFoundry.com. They have all manner of dice and all manner of materials and merch. And when you choose your products and you check out, make sure to enter code CHAM. That's CHAM, CHAM, and you'll receive the Bastard Quest 10% discount at NorseFoundry.com.
Thank you, Norse Foundry.
We also want to thank our sponsor, Barrel and Bond, 100 Broadway Street in beautiful downtown Paducah, right there on the banks of the Ohio River.
Be careful in the bathroom. You'll age a year just walking inside.
There's a temporal anomaly in there.
Yeah, but just below the waist. And for some reason, I only pee Sprite in there. I
Weird.
don't know.
Hauntings. What can you do?
First time I went in there, turned my pubes gray.
Yeah.
That was just life.
Yeah, no, my penis was scared, Austin.
Well, we most appreciate you, dear listener, and our Patreon members, some of which are featured in this episode.
Yep,
a few
Mary
of
Hill.
which
Yep.
survived.
Herc.
P.W.
Davo?
Islington, Davo. There's a couple others. Well, of course, Zamage Station was where you
Oh, yes.
arrived. Z-Mage
Yes.
Station. Thanks, Z-Mage.
If you want to join our Patreon, you can.
You can,
It's
indeed.
fine.
Just sitting right there.
If you don't, we're not going to get like fucking pissed about it.
Yeah, you can find it on
We're not in puberty anymore.
You can find it on patreon.com/bastardquest.
Yeah. We got a fun Discord. Lots of chatting. We're having a movie night tonight.
We do
on
have
there.
a fun Discord, actually. Yeah, it's very fun.
Tonight we're going to get together with the gang and we're going to watch Hell Comes to Frogtown, the Rowdy Roddy Piper classic.
Ah, yes.
So if you don't want to miss out on stuff like that,
Yeah.
Thank you for listening. I'm Kyle.
I'm Todd.
Corey.
I'm Austin.